And we're live.
We are live. Here we are. The second product reveal. We really had a fun time with you guys last week, introducing the Arctic Rabbit and the Arctic Fox. And today we have a very special child of ours, Luxe Cuddle Vienna, which happens to be her absolute favorite, right?
Yes. And first I want to say I'm Julie.
I'm Arvin.
We're here again. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew who we were and what we're up to here. But we're on my favorite day. I couldn't wait for this day to get here because Vienna is absolutely my favorite of all time. And I've been in fabrics a long time. So it's a big statement. And my house is going to be covered in this product. And my friends are all going to have it. Shh, maybe my friends are watching. Anyway, I love it. I just think it's the best.
Well, we'll give you a little background. So the name Vienna is a very special name to me. As you heard in our first story, it's where I migrated to after leaving Iran as a child and stayed there for 13 months in Vienna in Austria. And so when we picked this, I said, man, this is a perfect name to bring back such a special place with such a special product that has such a cool, unique texture that we've done a lot of soft, cool stuff. Yeah. This is the silkiest, softest thing we've ever done. And really, we're so excited. It's already out. People have already seen it. People already have it in their homes. And the overwhelming review is, oh my God, I can't get enough of it. And so here we go. We're going to go right into it and introduce all the new colors. We're going to start with the color Natural. So if you notice, there is a tonality to this product. So what they do is once it's dyed, they do a printing process on there to give it a little more depth and a little bit more of a higher end look, like more like a couture look almost, where it's like really, really cool. It gives it like a real fur, I don't know. It's really, to me, it's really cool. And some people, I know someone said, oh, well, the navy has some black. Well, all of them have some sort of a overprinting, right?
Except black.
Right. Well, the black is we couldn't do anything.
But I do want to say though, we originally saw it with the stripe in there, or the embossed, the printing color in there, and then they did them without it, and it was notably different. So we really truly believe that the color is so much prettier and so much richer with this overprinting in there. So it is an extra step the product has to go through, but we think it's well worth it.
It also makes the product softer,
yes,
right? So because it goes through extra finishing. So these products, depending on the number of finishing cycles they go through, is how soft. Obviously, you have to start out with a nice ingray, which is the nicest ingray we've ever had, and it's a medium weight, so it's not super heavy, it's not super lightweight. Right. It's totally silky and awesome. It almost feels like you have a real rabbit on your lap.
Hey, Arvin, why don't you tell them what ingray is?
So the ingray is the fabric what they start out with. So it's the mother fabric that we start out with, and then it goes through processing, finishing, printing, dyeing, all that other stuff to give you this beautiful look.
But the initial ingray is a super important part of the quality of the goods. Right. And so you must start out with the right quality.
And again, we do the pull test. This goes through. There's very, very little fuzz on this item. It does have just slight, but it's super little. It's not noticeable.
Yeah.
So we're going to start. That was Natural. This is Latte.
So this is a perfect shade of a beigey tan. Perfect shade. Not too dark, not too yellow, not too pink. All the way around. It's really gorgeous. And note how beautiful it looks down here too. That you can combine these together and make just a beautiful, beautiful outcome.
We have Pecan.
All right. This is probably one of my favorites in such an interesting way that
it is definitely directional.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely pets one direction, but oh my goodness,
it's soft both ways.
You cannot stop petting it though. Once you start and once you have it on your lap, you just cannot stop touching it.
And again, this is a brand new product. We had our first shipment. We were sold out. We received the second shipment. It's almost gone. Some colors are already gone. We do have more coming in. We have some, once we go through this, we'll tell you about the exciting new plans we have for additional colors and other things. We've had such an overwhelming positive response from anyone who has had this who's seen it, who's touched it, that and honestly, our internal team is just absolutely in love with this.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so this is my favorite. I'm going to tell you this is my favorite. It's a brand new color. We wanted something that was darker than ginger, and this is 50% darker than our ginger that is so popular, and it's called Autumn. And I don't think it could represent autumn any better. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but in real life, isn't it just gorgeous?
Oh, it's just super, super soft, silky. I mean, it for sure, it's in my top favorites, 100% hands down. I do have to make one of these blankets and take home to my wife because she loves super silky, soft stuff, and it's time for upgrades in our house for blankets. So I think she would really totally enjoy this, and the kids would as well.
Boy, I can't get over that beauty of that color, honestly. And then, of course, there's the black, which will, of course, be
espresso.
Oh, you're right, Arvin. That is espresso.
It is a dark.
Yes, and it's really dark navy. I mean, black. Oh my goodness, I'll get it. Yeah, brown.
Chocolate brown.
Yes, really, really dark.
Although some people could see this as black.
Yeah, I'm sure on camera it's probably showing up that way, and I've seen on some.
We'll show them what the black. There is a big difference between the black and the chocolate, which is espresso. And again, these do have everything, but the black has kind of a two-tone, really pretty, subtle, tonal look to make it richer and a little more elegant. So we'll go.
That was actually the original color that we saw it in and fell so in love with it, was the espresso brown.
And then this is, of course, the black, which is just solid black. Still feels great because what they do with this, so we've told them since there's no printing on this, and of course, as I mentioned, the more processing it goes to, it gets softer. They do what they call a crystal printing, which basically is they're printing blank, printing nothing, it just goes through the processing. And so super duper soft, awesome. We're going to go to the next colors.
Blossom.
This is Blossom.
So a little color.
Goes that way.
Yep. Oh, I don't know why I get surprised every time. Every time I pet it, I get surprised. Like it's the first time I felt it.
Corally goodness.
Yeah. It's warm. It's a really attractive color. Really attractive. And then I told you last time that we can't go without doing. Oops, the other way. We can't go without doing a rose water. And so here's the gorgeous rose water. Again, it's probably not coming off on the camera as beautiful it is.
It doesn't show really well, rose water on camera.
It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't.
And even in pictures, you know, I have to say, in person, it's a beautiful color.
Yeah.
And of course, one of our top 5 colors of all the last couple of years. You know, you got the black, the navies, the ivories, and then the grays, and of course, rose water is right there, right after.
And of course, when you put the grays next to the rose water, they're so beautiful together, but also the plum wine. So I wanted you to see this before we moved on, how nice they do look together. And plum wine is a top favorite as well.
It's pretty. It's rich.
It is rich. And then, of course, with the 2 tones in it, it really makes a difference. Really. Gosh, that's nice. Isn't that nice?
All right. We're going to go to the other colors. We got Graphite.
Graphite. Boy, Graphite's such a great shade. If you're not familiar with Graphite, you should get familiar with it. It's a great tone of medium gray. Just a medium gray. It's really, really nice.
And then we have Ice. Honestly, I have to say, I am just overwhelmed by the number of new cool products that we have either received already or on their way here. And it's been such a cool period of just expanding our product offering, going into a little bit more of that medium weight, heavier weight, because we know that you guys love our product, and that's one of the things. And of course, there is that you know, studies have been done that the heavier the blankets, and of course these are not weighted, but the heavier they are, the more calming, soothing it are with people who have anxiety, depression, all kinds of things going on that are really rampant these days with everything going on in the world. So I think it's really a cool you know, transition for us to get into the medium weight and heavier weight, and giving you that beautiful softness that you're used to with our products. And again, I mean, this is just silky, 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 super, super duper soft, and it's flying, really flying off the shelves right now.
So this is Teal. And it's one of the colors that people asked for some brighter tones in this. And so we decided to go ahead and do a couple of them that were a little bit on the brighter side or richer toned colors. And it's really gorgeous. Gosh, teal. What can I say about teal? Everybody loves it.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it really is.
And then we have Marlin.
Marlin, which is a really bright royal blue. It has a lot of color undertone to it. So it's very vibrant and rich, but not neon at all. Just a very, very pretty color of royal. Great for when you're looking for a pop for a man's blanket too.
And then this is navy. So this is really, and it's not black. It's like an ink color printing on top of a navy shade. It's really, really gorgeous and pretty. It
really adds a shine to it too, doesn't it?
Well, once you get into the darker colors, always with the Luxe Cuddle product, because of the semi-bright yarn that's used to create the ingrate fabric, so the darker the dye, the darker the shade, the more sheen it has, which just makes it richer and more beautiful looking. And again, it's just absolutely lovely, soft. And we've put this to the wash test. It comes out even softer when it's washed. Just make sure you follow the care instructions. That's very important. No fabric softener. Don't put it in high heat for the dryer.
Yeah, line dry. Just line dry and fluff on a fluff setting in your dryer at the very end to kind of take in the little bit of the creases or wrinkles that kind of come when you take something directly out of the wash. But it fluffs up so nice. So nice. So we weren't going to do this, but I'm bringing it out anyway because I love it so much. It's an actual finished blanket. And so I just wanted you to see, isn't it nice?
It's a good weight.
It is really good.
And look how flowy and flexible and
it's just
beautiful
so
it
nice.
is.
Who doesn't want an ivory blanket in their house? I mean, not everybody feels like
Not
it's a good
me with
idea.
my 3 kids.
That's exactly my point, but I don't care. I just want an ivory so bad in my house.
If you don't have a 3-year-old, I think you're okay.
I have a 5-year-old cat instead that will be all over it, but I don't even care. So I just think it's so beautiful. I had to share it with you. So
it is really gorgeous. And look how fluffy and just comfy it looks.
This isn't even a full-size body blanket.
It's a 50 by 60.
Yeah, that's a 50 by 60 blanket. So it's not really...
It's not a normal adult size, which is typically 60 by 72. So we had so much fun with this. First of all, I want to tell you that there are new colors in the works. There's 8 new colors that were now in the lab dip and sampling process. Hopefully will be arriving, I would say sometime in October, middle to late October. And those colors are Adobe, Ash, Basil, Crystal, Desert Rose, Emerald, Spruce, and Vapor. And again, not all 8 might make it, or maybe we'll add more, but at the moment, we're just in the testing phase. I believe we're going to get our first physical sample like this. We've already done lab dips. We're getting our first physical sample next week, and we're excited. So we're already expanding this line due to the popularity and overwhelming just love for the product. And then we're also going to be doing something super cool that I want to show you.
I want to mention really quickly, in those colors that Arvin just mentioned, you probably noticed that there are 3 colors. You don't know what those are, and they are brand new colors. So we're gonna pop them on you in my favorite fabric in Vienna. So it's Adobe, Crystal, and Desert Rose. Ooh, they're great, and I can't wait for you to see them.
And then we said, let's push the envelope to the next degree and next level, and this is Luxe Cuddle Vienna Bengal. Okay, and it's absolutely a beautiful animal print. It's got, it incorporates the same tonal kind of overprinting, but with an animal print. And it's super, super, super soft still, same exact texture, same exact look. It's going to be hopefully available in 5 or 6 colors. Right. We're still, again, we just submitted this. We saw the sample from our mill, who always creates new stuff for us to see, and we said, okay, we love it, we're going to go forward with it, but we need some mates to go with it. So they've created a list of 5 or 6. I think this is striking.
Is it softer?
Well, again, it's going through an all-over print, which might make it slightly a little bit softer, but they're all super soft.
I guess so.
They're all super soft.
I just can't get over how soft it is, though.
And so this is the first color. We're going to do other colors. Most of them are going to be in the tonal kind of a look, which creates that beautiful, exquisite, high-end allure to it.
Yeah, but we are going to do a couple with a little pop of color, meaning it's going to be one tone, but it's going to be a pop of color instead of it being just only in the natural colors or the natural animal print. color.
Right, but we're
do
gonna
some
play
fun
around,
things.
but it's
Yeah.
still gonna be like, maybe it's ice and spruce together, maybe
Right.
it's something, something like that, which it's still related. They look really pretty together, just really subtle and beautiful colors.
And
So,
the other thing we thought about is making sure that there's a Vienna that matches each one of them, at least one Vienna,
To back,
possibly
yeah.
two, so that they're able to be backed.
I mean, obviously, we know that majority of the yardage sold goes into blankets and finished products, and so we design with that in mind. And so we always like to have at least 5 options for every fabric in our line for you guys to be able to match them to. Sometimes you have 25 options depending on the item, but that's really a big must for us to not only have matching fabrics, but also make sure that the shades, if it's basil, the other basil works well, or if it's graphite, the other graphite pieces match well. And if it doesn't, we'll rename them and name them something else. So you guys can shop with peace of mind, knowing that, most likely, if something shares the same name, it could be used as a coordinate together.
Yes.
All right, so next I'm gonna take these off and put them down over here. Next, we're gonna go to Savanna, which also has been in the world in 2 colors. Now, I do want to share, this is on the same in gray, which is Vienna, right? So it's the same Vienna in gray, so it's the same weight, same super soft, silky feel. And this one is Pecan.
Gosh, this is nice, you guys.
And I hear Julie and everyone telling me how everyone just goes crazy about the 2 colors of Savanna.
Including Julie.
Yes, but again, we've brought this in. We had it. The first shipment sold out. We have a second shipment. We got more goods coming in. So just bear with us if you have an order. If you're waiting to see it as a finished product on one of our resellers, just bear with them. We're getting it as fast as we can. Obviously, transportation is not the same as it was pre-COVID. What used to take us 15 or 18 days from the time it was shipped to our warehouse out of China, where these products come from, now it takes over 40 days. So it's almost double the time in transit. So just bear with us. We promise we're going to get them in as quickly as possible. And our whole, style is when we bring in something that's new, we want to make sure it's available for you to be able to order and reorder and reorder. And that's why we stock 1 million yards of fabrics for your, just enjoyment and your peace of mind that when you put something into a product line, or if you're a consumer that buys something, it's going to be available if you want to make 2 pillows to match it later. Right. And it's not just a one shot in and out, available every 6 months, that kind of thing. So that's really a big driver for us, is to keep these goods flowing through to meet the demand.
So Pecan was number 1. And then this one, this is Camel, by the way. And I think that even looks more like a Savanna cat. I just can't get over what a good job they did in the printing. You can see underneath there's just a little bit darker shading that I think is just really incredibly well done.
So Savanna is currently offered in 2 colors. We are working on, we have some
sneak peeks
at some new stuff coming in that we just received we just finalized. So here, I'm going to hold this up. This is called Wood Rose. So again, just super duper
it's got
soft.
Rose water underbellies to it. You can see the little rose water, and then a little bit darker, like almost into the wild rose. It goes nicely with wild rose.
And a little natural.
Yeah, so it's really pretty.
Really pretty.
Really pretty. But I love this one, you guys.
Yeah, I think she went wild about this one.
As a purple usually isn't my first choice, but I think this is so pretty. This is berry. It's berry. So it's not plum wine. Plum wine is a little more on the reddish tone. This has a little bit more blue undertone to it. So we're calling it berry. And we do have some solid berries. And I'm going to tell you that the other solid berries that like a hide are gorgeous with it. Gorgeous.
And of course, silver.
Oopsie.
Which is just like a natural and a couple of shades of gray. Always does super well.
Tried and true. Yeah, really good looking.
And last, but maybe not last, but this is called, currently we're just calling it black and white, but I think we're going to come out with a different name. but it's just black, gray, and white, kind of a super classical animal print mix.
Again, you can kind of see it. Oh, in big pieces, they're crazy insane.
And there's another color that we haven't received yet, which is...
That's a blue tone.
Blue tone,
yeah,
with like denims and bluebells and that kind of
we'll see what that looks like when it gets here too. So, I love all of them.
So again, these have already been ordered. We've already approved the 4 that you see here. And we're going to be most likely adding that last one here in the next couple of weeks. And they're going to go into production. So hopefully, again, also late October, I would say, is when we should look out for these. Again, super excited. It's that medium weight, really nice, super soft hand feel. It's a 15 millimeter pile. So it's, well, actually 13 millimeter pile, right? 13 to 15 millimeters. So it's just about the same pile length or a little shorter than seal, but just denser and just
silkier, for sure.
A little silkier. Yeah. All right. So
Savanna's cousin.
Savanna's cousin, big brother.
Wild Jag. Wild Jag, and this is cognac, which I think, again, I really think the printing is well done on this. I think that there's a lot of...
Just to give you a perspective of the scale difference, you know, it is a pretty sizable... This is like a wildcat, like a large, you know, animal.
Yeah.
So they do actually work well together.
They do work well together.
But
I don't know what they look like on camera, but they do work really well. But the depth of the printing on it is so good, which is just crazy how well they're doing. I love it. I love what that feels
and again,
like.
the heavier, the longer the pile gets, the more challenging the printing gets. And and so it's much easier to print on a 3 millimeter, on a 5 millimeter, like our Cuddle 3 and our other products. But when you get to this pile length, the mill really needs to know what they're doing, and they need to be experts at printing plush, because sometimes you see the plush fabrics and it looks like someone spray printed the top and it doesn't go deep enough. It's probably one of my biggest pet peeves when I see plush fabric that's just not made well, right? Yeah. But again, these are gorgeous. Show them the...
And then the second colorway in this is
alloy.
Yep, that is. And so again, it goes... You can pull off a white tone with it as well, but the black was just so stunning with it. We put the black Vienna with it the other day and just couldn't get over what a beautiful... I mean, it's just black and gray and white, but it's so pretty.
There you go.
Look at that. That's nice. That is nice. What home couldn't take that? I suppose an espresso home.
No, yes.
The black in it.
or a beige home. Yeah. All right. And then the last thing that I want to just show you guys, which we talked about last week in our Arctic series, the first show, is the Arctic Chinchilla. And so I told you that that's probably one of my favorites because it really has taken fur to a polyester world. And you could just see the mass of this. And again, talk about the whole weighted essence of what the therapeutics it delivers. This thing is a 60 by 72, probably weighs a good 12 pounds. Maybe like 10, 12 pounds.
Do you think it even makes a full 72? I don't even think it makes a full 72 out of it. I think it's more like a 60 by 60.
But it is heavy, but it is soft, it is beautiful, it is silky. And so the Arctic series is something we're really paying attention to. We're going to be expanding. We do have another one that's in the work that's called Arctic Bunny. So if you can just imagine Arctic Rabbit had a baby, you know, it's a little bit shorter pile, so it's not quite the 30 millimeters. It's going to be about 20 millimeters, but it's in the same category, even silkier and softer than its parents.
Maybe just a tiny bit lighter, too.
Yes, flowy, airy.
Yeah, so it's maybe a little more airy. But this comes in, what is it, 8 colors, I believe, Arvin? And so this is called Fig. So it's a new color again. And
it's my favorite.
Yeah, it is mine too. And it kind of has a brown gray combined together, don't you think? And there's a warmth of, I feel like a little tiny bit of a plum. I'm going to say that lightly because it's
very,
very
reddish
light.
brown. It is a reddish brownie. Yes.
But it's what gives it its richness. So that's really exciting. And then, of course, we're going to do it in a...
Look at this prettiness. Look at this
look how feathery it looks.
Multi-colored tipping. So I guess, again, this is done through a discharge printing process with a product this heavy of a pile, this long of a pile, there is, I mean, it is just, you got to really be experts to be able to print this. And so the Arctic series is made in South Korea. And I mean, it is absolutely delicious marshmallowy goodness that I think every home should have one of these.
Yeah, I think this is your secret favorite.
It surely is raising in the ranks.
Yeah.
But again, we have so many cool products, it's really hard to pick favorites, right?
Really is.
Everyone's got its own kind of flavor and its own attributes that make them really, really super cool. And I'm just so excited. We got the Arctics coming out, the Viennas. Next week, we're going to show you the Wild Chinchilla, which is already out. It arrived to the warehouse I guess it arrived on Friday. So they're already getting shipped out on people who had pre-orders. Then we've got Sydney, which is coming in. Sydney is very similar in weight and in pile to the Vienna, but it's just a mink stripe instead of just a variated stripe. That's going to be also, we're going to do a show on, we're going to show you those next week with the Wild Chinchilla. And then after that, we've got the Luxe Cuddle Seal Mesa. That is a 20 millimeter, really super, super, super soft seal that's a little longer. It's printed, discharged, gorgeous, has like a chinchilla effect as well. Again, a lot of cool stuff.
Actually, next week is Milan. Yeah, next week's Milan. So there's a lot of
jumping the gun here.
Yeah, so we're push everything out of what he just said. So next week is actually Milan. We have a bunch of new ones that we really want you to see.
That's right. The Clouded Leopard, the Dolce, the Luca. Yeah. So next week is Milan. The week after is the Wild Chinchilla in Sydney, and then the following week will be the Mesa. But again, we're super excited. A lot of cool new SKUs come in. We're going to keep feeding you what you want, which is just super soft goodness that you love to play with, sew with, gift with, and create stuff for the world. And thank you again for joining us today. Thanks for being on this journey and helping us make the world a softer place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Blessings
we appreciate
to all.
Yes.